goodness, I'm all going to fall out of my chair. Oh my goodness. Welcome to the Dead Skeleton Show. I am your host, the Dead Skeleton. And today we have a very special guest on our stream. Our special guest is going to be Lamia, the queen of the dark. And she's going to be debating me in a couple of interesting, monstrous topics for YouTube's. What is it going to be? It's going to be the president of the United States, right? That's what we're going to be debating, right? Who can be the best president of the United States of America? Well, you know what? I think I see her now. Hold on one second. I just want to remind you really quick. We're going to be giving this away at the end of the stream. We've got a really cool Funko Pop custom. We've got a toilet paper roll. And we've also got, look at this, a Vote Dead Skeleton election campaign poster. Oh my goodness, this is so exciting. I see her now. I'm going to add her to the stream. Let's see. Add you to the stream, Lamia. Oh my goodness. It is Lamia, the queen of the dark. How are you doing, Lamia?
I'm excellent. Thank you so much for having me on, Dead Skeleton.
Oh my goodness, I have to turn up your volume really quick. Hold on one second. I'm going to turn it up on my speaker so I can hear you a little bit better. Okay, how are you doing?
Excellent. Thank you so much for having me on. I look forward to our debate.
Thank you for coming on the show. I am very honored that someone of your stature, you are syndicated, are you not?
Yes.
You're on the real TV. I'm just on the YouTube.
It's all equally important.
That's right. Everybody, if people have a TV, the internet's just about as popular as the television these days, right?
Right.
That's right.
Times are changing.
Times are changing, and here we are. Who would have believed a year ago today that you would be debating me, the Dead Skeleton, for President of the United States?
May the best monster win.
Oh, that's right. May the best monster win. Do you have an opening statement that you might want to share with us?
Well, a lot of people have wondered why, after so many millennia, now I've decided to enter the political arena. And it's really been a long time coming. A lot of people don't realize back before I was a vampire, many, many, many years ago, in my human days, I was a queen. And that is why I am Queen Lamia. Although after I became the monster that I am, I became the queen of the dark. So I have long led people and I have long led monsters. And I feel, times have been changing and monsters are more and more coming out into the spotlight. Humans are more accepting of us. And for a long time, we were the people in the shadows, kind of controlling things and helping to sway things, both politically as well as otherwise. And it's time for a monster to lead. It is time for one of our kind to be the one publicly representing the people. And I say, vote for the monster that you know. If you're going to have a bloodsucker in the White House, it might as well be a pleasant one.
Oh my goodness, that is a great opening speech. I don't have anything prepared as well as that. Okay, why would you vote for the Dead Skeleton? That's a good question. Let me see. Because I will give you toilet paper rolls. I will make sure everybody has toilet paper. Not the toilet paper, but itself, but the roll. I will send you guys rolls. That's what I've been doing on my streams. The Dead Skeleton, he's too cheap. He doesn't want to give away the actual toilet paper, so he just gives away the rolls. Nowadays. That's right. It's a very hot commodity, these toilet paper, right? You've got it's scarce. It's very scarce. Okay, so what else do we want? What is your thought about acid rain? I'm not really for acid rain. I'm going to get rid of acid rain. What do you?
And how do you plan to confront that?
How do I plan to do that? That's a great question. Well, that guy that's on the TV. I'm not the TV, the YouTube. Who's the guy that goes? He goes, chocolate rain. You know him?
I'm not familiar with him. No.
You've never heard of chocolate rain?
No.
There's a song called Chocolate Rain.
You have to remember, I'm old. Bear with me. I might be modern and I might appear young, but I'm one of the old ones. So explain it to me.
Okay, well, I'm going to explain it now. Okay, so this Chocolate Rain guy, he's always singing about chocolate rain. Dun, 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 dun. Well, I wanted to change that song to acid rain. What do you think? We don't want acid rain, correct?
I would say no, we don't want acid rain. We do need humans around. Humans are important, and acid rain might diminish their populace. And that is not what a president should want. They should want a strong people.
it might melt them in hideously disfigure them, right? And then they could look more like us. What do you think about that?
I think the line should be clear between monsters and humans. I think there's nothing wrong with us being different. They don't have to look like us, and we no longer have to try to appear like them. That's why I always have my bangs out these days because, we are different, and it's important that we recognize those differences and, still live together in both harmony and horror.
I agree with you. I do agree with you there. We're kind of on the same platform a little bit, right? What do you think
Yeah,
about monsters in the workplace?
Well, it depends on the workplace. There should be opportunities for monsters everywhere. And there should be, fair laws as far as employing monsters, unless they're zombies. This brings up a topic that I did want to talk about. Lil Zombie and some of our crew have been part of discussions to unionize zombies, which I am against. I am staunchly against that. My running mate for vice president, Papa Voodoo, he is also very much against that. And we do not believe that zombies should have the right to form a union or to vote. They are dead and they are only being controlled by their maker, by their master. So in the case of the zombies that I have working for me in my employ at the hotel and on the show, they are given extra years of undead life in exchange for their service. And I feel that that is fair. They don't have the mental capacity to exist on their own. And so it's not really fair to say that they should have equal rights to the rest of us. They're zombies and they wouldn't be here without us. So, we give them leeway, we give them life, but we don't have to give them all the liberties.
That's interesting. I have a similar opinion, but I just don't like unions to begin with. So I think everybody, if we're trying to make monsters and people equals, we should probably eliminate the unions and we should probably try to keep everyone on an equal playing ground, right? Everybody should be treated equally, including werewolves, including vampires, including skeletons, and especially zombies.
And very much on that subject, that brings up something I was just discussing with Papa Voodoo. Again, that's my running mate for vice president. And he is really pushing for equal rights for witches. There has been a lot of unjust persecution against witches, nearly as long as vampires. Vampires are not as openly persecuted as we used to be. You're not really going to humans are more accepting of us, but they are not as accepting of witches. And witches deserve equal rights. They, don't deserve all of the hate against them. And, people try to, push them over into a corner and then even further segregate them to, black witchcraft and white witchcraft. But all witchcraft is important. And I feel like we are separating people too much. And it's time for us all to work together as monsters and humans and witches, and really push this country to a brighter future.
I never even thought of that. That is good. Maybe you'd make a better candidate for president than I would. You're kind of convincing me a little bit.
Am I going to secure your vote?
You might be getting my vote, but hold on. We're not done yet.
Okay.
I have a quick question for you.
Okay.
I have my friend here. Come here. This is my friend, genetically modified corn man. Come here, genetically modified corn man. Look at this. We want to put a stop to him. He's a very scary individual, right? He only likes to eat genetically modified corn, right? Very scary individual. Okay, hold on. Get a little bit away. Okay, well, you've made your point. Come on, scoot over just a little bit. That's genetically modified corn, man. He's very corny. He's very dangerous too. We don't want to use GMO products in our corn or our candy corn. What do you think about that?
I think the biggest threat to our future is the children of the genetically modified corn men, not
Correct.
the genetically
The
modified
children
corn
of the
men
genetically
themselves.
modified corn. That's what I've been talking about.
They need to be watched closely. That is something that I'm not fully able to speak on at this time. It is something that I do need to, brush up on the facts a little bit more before I can give an official stance. But I do believe that they need to be watched.
Correct. And you know what? Do you like the band Korn? Have you ever heard the Korn? It goes, are you ready? Dun, 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 dun. That could be my campaign song, right? What do you think
You
about
don't
that?
have a campaign song yet?
I kind of do a little bit. I've been working with Mark McGrath of Sugar Ray on a new theme song. Can you believe
Oh
that?
wow.
Yeah, the real Mark McGrath, for real.
Wow.
He did our theme song not too long ago, but then we couldn't use it because of like copyright issues and stuff. But then he contacted me again, and we worked it out. We figured it out, and I'm going to be having Mark McGrath on my show, and he's going to be doing my theme song. Can you believe that?
Wow.
It's 100%
Congratulations.
true.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Maybe, I wonder if the lead singer of Sublime is busy. Maybe you could contact the lead singer of Sublime, and maybe you could get a theme song too.
Right now I'm in talks with Cher, but we'll see
Cher!
how that goes.
Oh my goodness! Cher!
Yeah.
Cher's amazing.
I have been told I'm the Cher of the Undead.
Oh my goodness! You have to find a Sonny Bono, though, right? You probably have to dig him up, and you could probably use him as your, you guys could duet or something like that. You guys could make beautiful music together. What do you think?
I'm not a big maker of music, more so a maker of horror.
A maker of horror. Speaking of horror, what's your favorite horror movie?
There honestly are too many to list. I've been a fan of horror since its first days and the earliest days of cinema, and I don't like to pick favorites. I really don't. And I feel like if I were to pick favorites, it divides people, and I am not looking to divide people. I am looking to bring people together in a community of horror that, everyone has their favorite tastes, and that's okay. It's okay to like the horror that you like. Not everybody is going to share the same opinion, so I try not to pick favorites and alienate people.
That's a very good thing. Did you know what we showed the genetically modified corn man his first horror movie last weekend? It was The Lost Boys. You ever seen The Lost Boys?
How did he feel about that? How did he feel about that?
How did you feel about that? Without using any words, do you have any sign language that you could probably tell us about? You can. Did they use? Oh, he's saying that they used the corn. He's using the corn as a steak. Oh yes, they had. Oh look at this. They got vampire teeth, very sharp teeth, right? Okay, yes, very sharp teeth. And then the Lost Boys, Corey Haim, Corey Feldman, they had to kill. Yes, that's right. They killed. Oh my goodness, they killed. Oh, they killed him. They killed him with. Oh my goodness. What do you think? You know what?
I guess you could say after they killed him, he became a husk.
Oh my goodness. You could say that. You could say that. Oh my goodness. What do you think about the Lost Boys? Do you think vampires in general? Vampires, they haven't been treated well, throughout the years, right?
They haven't, but I really do enjoy vampire films. A lot of people think that because I am, the queen of vampires and vampires first, that I would not like, people's myths and different mythologies and, things that they factually get incorrect, but I get a kick out of it. I do. Sure, we're generally portrayed as bad guys, but I mean, looking back in history, we haven't always been the nicest. Now we live a little more within the law, but I get a kick out of vampire cinema as a whole, and The Lost Boys is a good movie. So.
That's right. You know what? I was thinking of something. I have a little bit of notes here. I wasn't going to do notes, but I do have notes about vampires. You know what? Vampires, I believe, would make good hospital workers. What do you think of that? Do you think they would work? Because here's what we wrote. Esmeralda, my first lady, she was going over some stuff, and she said they usually feed off of blood, but in the event of a blood shortage, in a crisis, with one quick bite, they could detect what type of blood you needed, right? They could detect your blood type if you're like O positive or negative or A plus or whatever, B plus. And they could also detect how much blood was missing from your body, and they could help get you the right amount of blood in like a jiffy, right? And there'd be no more fussing with needles. No more fussing with needles either. What do you think about that?
And vampires are germ-free, so I mean, it does help, keep a sterile environment. But as far as, there are a lot of monsters who work in, healthcare, and it's up to the individual, but I do think that there needs to be tight screening because, young vampires don't always have the best control. And
you're telling me, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Okay, so you mentioned Little Zombie, right? You don't have Little Zombie there with you, do you, by any chance?
No, he's in the dungeon right now. I did not want him butting in.
You keep him in the dungeon. Okay, well, you know what? I let all my monsters free, roam free in the Dead Skeleton studio. So right now, I'm looking right at one of my favorite friends here, Swampy. Here's my friend Swampy. Look at this. Here's Swampy. He comes from the swamp. He's going to be my Secretary of Defense. Do you have any ideas for who you would want to be your Secretary of Defense?
I'm not committing to anything just yet because I, don't want to make any rash decisions and rush anything. I want to make sure that anybody who is part of my presidency is, well vetted and the right monster for the job.
The right monster for that's a good point too. What do you think of that, Swampy? Pretty good, pretty good. She would make a pretty good candidate, I must admit. Okay, go over there. Go get Stubby. Go get Stubby. Our vice president. We have a puppet on our show. His name is Stubby. Have you ever seen Stubby?
Is he the green guy?
No, that's Boogeyman. This is the Boogeyman right here. He's the Boogeyman, right?
Okay.
But Stubby, he's similar. He kind of looks like a Muppet. He's blue. He's blue. He's gonna be our campaign manager, and we're considering. It's a toss up between the Boogeyman
Lil
and
Zombie is
Stubby.
my campaign manager.
Who is your campaign?
Lil Zombie is my campaign manager. He was really pushing for the vice presidency, but he couldn't fight his maker. So Papa Voodoo put him in his place, and he accepted the position of campaign manager. So
That's interesting. Now, Papa Voodoo. I don't know much about this Papa Voodoo character you're talking about.
Well, right now, I wish you could meet him right now, and I would have him, here on the show with us. But right now, he's in Louisiana, and he is speaking with the International Association of Voodoo and Hoodoo Practitioners. And he, right now, we do have their backing in our run. I'm sorry, but they are behind us. And right now, he is, working on some issues with them and campaigning down there. So he can't be on the show with us today, but he sends his regards. Papa Voodoo and I have a long storied history. So I have been here in America since 1848. And I'd like to touch on that a little bit later because it kind of brings up a fact that, some people don't think I should be running for president of the United States, seeing as I am not from here. But we'll talk about that later. But Papa Voodoo and I were actually once on opposite sides. So back hundreds of years ago, I was, I'm semi-retired from it, but I was known as Lamia the Slayer, particularly Lamia the Zombie Slayer. There was a film done about me back in the early 1900s, around there, that we actually released as a short film. We restored the footage. I want to say about a year and a half ago that footage was restored, and there's a comic book coming out about that, but that's a discussion for another time. It's nearly ready. But Lamia the Zombie Slayer, and I was brought here before I lived here. I was brought here to America to confront a voodoo priest who was hired to bring in the undead into a small community and was really wreaking havoc. And monsters are in the spotlight now. We're a little open about who we are, and it's okay that humans know about us, but back then that definitely wasn't the case. And it was my job to kind of get out there and keep monsters in their place, and keep us more secret. I got tired of being run out of towns and countries at the end of a pitchfork and flaming torches and mobs. But I came here to America and come across this guy, and he's raising these zombies. And I put them all down, and we got over our differences and eventually became friends. And I started allowing him to use his powers of bringing back the undead to staff my hotel, staff my show once I went into that business. But I've long used him and his powers to have a little army of the undead at my disposal. So we kind of got off on the wrong foot, but eventually became friends, and now he is my running mate. And I feel like it's great because I can secure the vote of the undead, and he can secure the vote of the dead, and we're a lock-in, or a fang-in, I should say.
You did say something very controversial there.
You
are in the hotel business. Is that correct?
I am now, yes.
You are currently in the hotel business. Do you know our current president of the United States? It was also in the hotel business.
Yes, I am aware of that, but I am not a conglomeration of chains and things like that. I have one, monster inn, the horror hotel. We allow humans in now. We didn't always. I didn't open the hotel until about 12 years ago. I just happened to get a really good steal on some property, and we opened up the business, started the show a few years later, and we broadcast from out front of the hotel. But we do allow humans now as guests. They don't always check out, but they always check in, and they have a good time. So,
And
I
while we're
mean,
speaking about, quick question: where would one see this horror hotel? This is on syndication, right? Where can somebody see this show?
the show. We are broadcast nationally in the U.S. and Puerto Rico on retro television. You can see it Saturday nights at midnight till 2 a.m. So tonight at midnight, you can catch the show. And then we're also on the Action Channel, which has a lot of different cities we're in here in the U.S. And that is Saturday nights at 10 p.m. They also play a repeat of older episodes every Saturday night at midnight, and then Sunday 10 p.m. is our newest shows. You can find us on Roku. We have 100 free episodes on Roku. Just search for a hotel in the channel store. We keep a dozen episodes on our website, forahotel.net. Go to watch our show on there. You can catch us just about everywhere. We're also on the Monster Channel. That is our newest affiliate, and we're happy to be there with a lot of other great horror hosts. We're on the Monster Channel. New episodes show Fridays at 10 p.m., and we also play a few times throughout the week the same episode. If you missed it the first time, you can see it then. So we are growing and expanding and sinking our fangs in everywhere. So,
Oh my goodness, that is great. That is very good. Congratulations on your
thank you.
success. That's very impressive. Okay, so I have a quick question for you. Here, I was speaking about Stubby before, and
Yes.
guess what? Here he is. Here's Stubby. I reluctantly agreed to have him on the show with me. I'm thinking of having him as either my vice president or possibly as the person that delivers the milk to the schools. I think Michelle Obama did something where she the No Kids Hungry or something like that. He might be in charge of that. We're not quite sure what he's going to do yet. But
if you're watching this, vote for the dead skeleton.
he is my number one fan too. He's my number one proponent of me. So I just wanted to say a little bit hi to
Well,
Stubby. You want to say hi
his
to Lamia?
official job could
Hi.
Hi, his official job should always be responding to fan letters sent to the White House if you were to win. Although, I gotta hold out hope that I'm the monster who does the job.
I think it's going to be a very close race. Oh, okay, close race. Okay, hold on 1 second, Stubby. Okay, why don't you go over there really quick? You know what? Everybody that's watching right now, maybe they should leave a comment below on who they think should become the president. Should it be the dead
I
skeleton?
feel
Or should it be Lamia, the queen of the dark? Leave a comment below. And also make sure you like that like button. The big thumbs up. Make sure you give a big like. And what's the other thing? You want to become a ding dong, right? We have fans. They're called ding dongs. Those are the people that subscribe to our show. You hit the subscribe button, and that way you get notified because we go on live all the time. We do like these crazy 3 a.m. challenges and stuff where we went to like a haunted playground last week and a haunted golf course, and we just kind of like pop up whenever we want to. That's the beauty of YouTube. Okay, you can go on whenever you want. You can just attach yourself to the stream and just go whoa, and there you are. You're right there in front of your fans any time of the day. YouTube, it's pretty amazing. It's pretty amazing technology.
it's nice that you have the flexibility that you can do that whenever get a chance to do the show. So I feel like you are the more, spontaneous candidate, and I'm a little more structured, I guess. So we're coming at it from two different issues of where, you're focusing on the people that you want in office with you, and I'm focusing on the issues that we'd like to address before we get the people to confront those issues. So I think we're both good candidates, certainly better than these humans that are running.
I completely agree. We don't
Humans
want
have
creepy
had
Joe Biden or Donald Trump, do we? We don't want either
humans
of
have
those.
had the helm, long enough. But it does bring up a good issue, and I'm wondering if you face the same thing. I've been told that I should not be able to run for president. There are a lot of people in our government and media who are trying to silence my run, and make people not aware that I am running because of these archaic laws. And trust me, if anybody knows about archaic laws, it is Lamia, Queen of the Dark, because I have lived through many of them. But they're saying, you weren't born in America. You can't run for president. I'm older than America. I've been a citizen since the 1850s. I've been here longer than that. So how can you tell someone who has been here willingly by choice for generations and generations that they don't qualify as an American?
That is a good point. I agree with you on that
in
one too.
office.
I agree with you. Yes,
Have you
definitely
faced
have the
that
right to be
same
president.
prejudice? Have you faced that same prejudice from humans?
Have I faced it? You know what? To be honest with you, I don't think anybody actually realized I'm running for president. I think I've got about 40 people who might
Well,
vote for that skeleton.
after today, you might get some pushback just because the humans don't want us running. And you know what? I am fighting it. I have a council of legal representatives who are disputing these issues and saying that it should not count against me that I am older than this country, because if anything, that just means I am more well positioned to lead. You can't fight centuries and centuries of experience, and who else can bring that to the table but a monster?
That's right.
Humans see a much shorter span of time, and you just can't argue with experience.
That's right. You can't argue. It's age before beauty is what I always say. Although you've got a little bit of both, right? A little bit of both. But
Mostly
you're
age.
very old, so you're very experienced, so you probably know a lot of how to run the country. You've seen a lot of days go by. A lot of days, a lot of nights. You've seen it all. You've seen it all, right? You've seen it
Right, I
all.
can blink my eyes and 4 years are gone. So time is not the same to me as it is to other people. So I
That is a very good point. Very,
live
very good
through a
point.
lot more. Now, one topic you talked earlier about, equal rights for all types of monsters and creatures, and you mentioned werewolves. And I know one thing that before today that we both talked a little bit about is, where do you feel about werewolf leash laws in public places and public parks? Do you feel like werewolves should be on a leash?
I think we should take all the werewolves off the leashes. What do you think?
I'm on the opposite side of that. I feel like it is okay to leash your werewolf. It is
What?
okay to, yes, I think it's okay. We don't need unnecessary carnage from a hungry wolf. Let the wolves eat the people that we want them to eat.
Oh my goodness.
We don't need chaos. We need targeted wolverine.
What about
Let them
chaos?
controlled chaos is absolutely okay, and that goes back to bringing in our friendly witches. Magic is all about bringing order in chaos, and whether it's dark magic or light magic, and that's why we have them on our side. They are voting for the monsters. They are, as far as I know, voting for me, but who knows? After today, maybe you'll have a few of them on your side too. They don't want the humans to continue. They want monsters to help push their cause forward.
Stubby wants to say something. What do you want to say, Stubby?
I don't face discrimination because I'm a stubby. My kind of stubbies, if any human discriminates me, I eat them. I don't just eat fish. I can eat humans.
Oh my goodness, you want to eat humans?
Yeah, the teeth pop out sometimes when they get mean to me.
Oh my goodness.
Maybe you should leash your stubby.
Oh no, you want me to
Maybe you should leash your stubby.
No, Stubby is off the leash at all times. You know what?
We do need to focus more on targeted human eating. Eat the severe criminals. Eat the politicians that we don't need around, and replace them with monsters. We don't need the average citizen being subjected to
let you
carnage.
loose and you could eat all the evil politicians in the world. What do you think, Stubby? Oh my goodness, Stubby, that's great. That's great. Oh, you know what? Would you like to meet my lovely wife, the first lady to be, Esmeralda? Have you ever met
Bring her
Esmeralda? Have
on.
you ever seen Esmeralda on
I've
the show?
not met Esmeralda.
Oh my goodness, you're in for a treat. Here is Esmeralda. She's a little bit of a gypsy. She works on all of my campaign strategies. Let's see. Here's Esmeralda. How are you doing, Esmeralda?
I'm doing okay. Hi.
Hello, Esmeralda. Nice to meet
Hello.
you.
You know, it's funny that you talk about witches. You forgot about gypsies. I've been here for a long time. I'm like a shriveled tomato.
She does look like a shriveled tomato, don't you think?
You know, I put a hex on Stubby to make sure he doesn't go and eat humans.
Oh my
I've
goodness.
known many great gypsies in my time, so it's lovely to meet you.
It is lovely to meet you as well.
Who was your favorite gypsy that you have ever met in your life?
Whew. There's been so many. I would say that,
Have you ever met Stevie Nicks?
you know, I have not met Stevie Nicks, but she's on my list. I'd love to meet Stevie Nicks.
Oh my goodness. What about Lindsey Buckingham? He's not really a gypsy,
No,
but he
he's
plays
not.
a good guitar.
You know, I have a feeling that you may more so know the living monsters. And when I look back at what my favorites have been, I mean, it was centuries ago. People you haven't even heard of these days, people that the history books have sadly forgotten about. So we're looking at different crowds of people when we're talking, you know, favorite monsters and
Oh,
favorite gypsies. But
did you tell her about the mummies and the Godzilla and
Oh,
Kong?
mummies. Okay, I have a question for you. Here we go. We got mummies, right? Mummies. What do you think about mummies? Where do you think the mummies would fit in the society of today?
again, I think we should be open to all types of monsters, and mummies are people too. They may be reanimated corpses, but they are people too. And depending on the type of mummies you're talking about, you know, some come to be because of curses, some come to be because of general magic, and some are simply brought back to life. And you know, they didn't ask for that. They didn't ask for that. They didn't. A lot of times, we monsters were created at other people's whims. And I don't like to get into my backstory too much, but you know, I was human once, and it wasn't my idea to become a vampire, to become the first vampire and start this endless supply of monsters, but that's you do the best with what you're given, and
Yeah.
now I wouldn't have it any other way. But mummies didn't ask for what they were given, and I think humans are quick to judge monsters as a whole, and a lot of times we really started out as the victim, so you can't blame us for turning our frustrations around on the very people who wronged us to begin with.
This is a very good point.
I agree.
I was thinking, you know
Speaking
what,
of-
Esmeralda, weren't you saying that mummies might be working, they might work well in the healthcare
And
system?
wound care.
In wound care, right?
They know how to do a good wrap.
If you get wounded, if you get hurt, they can wrap
Is
you up
that
really
how
quickly,
you
right?
have so many empty toilet paper rolls? You're wrapping your own mummies?
Oh,
I think we caught you. He
No,
is
Oh my
no,
goodness,
building
you
a
didn't catch us. No,
legion
what are
of
you talking about?
mummies. He is
Wait.
building a legion of mummies from the corpses that Stubby creates.
Oh my goodness, are you trying
You
to?
are unraveling your dastardly plans.
What are you
You're
talking
witnessing
about? I
this
do not have a
live.
dastardly plan.
You're witnessing this live.
Oh
If you
no, you
vote that
figured me out,
skeleton, you
Lamia.
may be eaten by Stubby and turned into a mummy. And
Guilty!
the
Guilty,
paper,
guilty.
the
Oh, that's
toilet
right.
paper
You
roll is
figured me
blown
out.
on
Oh
both
my goodness, my
hands.
master plan has been foiled. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. You know, all
Speaking
of
of
us,
monsters, go ahead.
like I said before, like I always say, we all have skeletons in our closet, don't we?
Many.
That's right.
Often
And I also
dancing.
say
If you
we are
watch
all
the show, we have a
skeletons.
lot of happy skeletons around here. They like to dance.
We do. I also say that we are all skeletons on the inside, right? Well, except for the blob and ghosts. But most of us have skeletons on the inside, right? So it doesn't matter what we look like on the outside. We're all skeletons on the inside. What do you think of that?
Yeah, no bones about it. I think you're right.
That is correct. Oh, thank you for that was easy. That was easy. You didn't even have to. You agreed with me. Okay, that's pretty cool.
Speaking of monsters, do you think that we should enforce insurance companies accepting policies on giant monsters so that cities don't have to face all of the expenses themselves when those monsters destroy their cities?
That is a good point. You brought that up
Right
to
now,
me.
they
Like,
have no accountability. They have no accountability. And I think that, they should be subject to, paying back some of those expenses that they caused the destruction to begin with. So they should be held accountable for it. But where are they going to get the money? So maybe we
that
should
is a
get the
that's a
insurance
very good
companies
point.
involved. Yeah.
What
Right
if
now, cities.
instead? Well, what if instead, because Godzilla and King Kong, they like to like destroy things, right?
Right.
They're very clumsy. They're very big. They like to destroy things. What if we were to put them to work? They could work for us, like controlled demolition, right? So it would be their job to destroy buildings instead of something that they just do, haphazardly.
I think that's risky unless you're talking about demolishing an entire area. They tend to
Oh,
be a little clumsy. They can't really just lumber through the city and just stomp on this skyscraper over here, and this school building over here. It's difficult to target their path of destruction. But if you're talking about one area in general, like a whole area that is going to be rebuilt, then I could see putting them to work. But otherwise, it would be very difficult to,
I
help
never
them
even thought of
target
that.
that. Yeah.
I never even thought of that. You bring up good points once again. Oh my goodness, you've got me at every angle. Okay, hold on. What about daylight savings? Do you like daylight savings, or should we get rid of daylight savings time? I mean, you are a vampire, so
I prefer nighttime, but the thing is, no matter what time of day it is, we're still getting the same amount of daylight, whether you shift that time or not. We're still getting this. It's not like we're actually taking away an hour of daylight. Daylight shifts throughout the year and how much we actually get. So the time itself doesn't really matter. That's not a big issue to me. But I know there are some humans that are against it.
what
They
if we could
feel
live in eternal darkness? What if we
they,
could cover the sun? Maybe we could cover the sun with like a big giant screen or something like that. Do you think that would work?
you know, dealing with humans specifically, humans do tend to need sunshine. It's good for their health. Healthy humans lead to healthy monsters. We do somewhat rely on each other. So I am not in favor of eternal night. You would
Uh,
think that I would be, but sunshine's not going to kill me. That's a big myth. We've talked about it on the show. That was started thanks to the likes of Dracula or Nosferatu, and it's a myth that came to be through creative writers. But I just don't enjoy it. The thing is, vampires are hypersensitive, and we're not big fans of big burning balls of light. So, it's a little tough on the eyes, but I'm not going to burst into flames. So I am not going to be greedy and say it needs to be nighttime all the time.
are you
Um,
more like one of those Twilight vampires that sparkles in the daylight, Oh, did I say something wrong? Did I insult you by saying the word Twilight?
it's okay. It is okay. It's okay. We are going to pretend that was not said. We'll strike that from the record and move past that and pretend we never discussed it.
Okay, let's just talk about Robert Pattinson for a second. Do you think he's going to make a good Batman?
I would be interested to see how he portrays the character. I'm open to seeing it, but I guess they're looking for a more realistic Batman. So you're not going to see, the big
Do you
tough
find it
guy.
do you find it ironic that he went from playing a vampire to a bat? Is that interesting? Is that a coincidence, or is this a conspiracy that we're uncovering?
If you want to talk conspiracies, I have known of many in my day that you would not even believe. But I don't think it's a conspiracy in this instance. I think it's more so just a culmination of his career. It's circular. Everything comes back to where it began. So it all fits together.
Interesting. What do you believe in aliens?
We have aliens on our show. They often make visits here to the hotel. They actually get our and the satellite signal from our over-the-air broadcast in outer space. So we've had aliens show up, and I've always known them. There are different types of aliens. Yes, some of them are not the
Illegal
greatest.
aliens?
Not the
Space
greatest.
aliens?
Well, I'm specifically talking space aliens, but there are many different kinds, just as there are many different kinds of monsters. But overall, I have had pleasant experiences with them, and if they
Have you ever
could
watched
vote,
the
I know they would vote for me.
Have you ever watched the series Alf? The remember Alf? Gordon
Yes,
Shumway? Have you ever watched
yes,
that?
yes.
Right, he eats cats. He's pretty cool. Would you like to let's see, where was I going with this? I had an idea there for a second, but I kind of lost my train of thought. So you hire aliens to be like what, antennas? You use them as antennas to broadcast your
No. They just happen to come across it, and they can watch it in space. They intercepted our signal, and they get it on their spaceships up there. So don't ask me the specifics. I'm not big on technology. It exists. I am pretty old school. I am modern for a vampire, but ask me to explain how it all works, and it's just
Do you
over
remember
my
the movie
coffin.
E.T.? You remember
Yes,
E.T.? Phone Home. It's a great movie.
it is
I don't
classic.
know what that has to do with anything, but I love that movie. I just thought of that too. It popped into my head. Sometimes things pop into my head and I just start talking about them for no reason. E.T. Phone Home. He also liked Reese's Pieces. Do you like Reese's Pieces?
I don't eat human food, so
You don't. You're missing
I've
out.
never tried it. I've never
You're
tried
missing
it.
out. Reese's Pieces are amazing. So are
Although I
M&Ms and
will
Kit
say
Kat and Snickers.
humans who I feed on that eat a lot of sugar tend to affect me, so I get a little bit of a sugar high through that through their blood. But hey, it's just a nice treat. Halloween time especially. There's a lot of sugar highs going on around Halloween
You're
time.
gonna be hopped up on sugar all day. Oh my goodness, that's crazy. Oh my goodness, that would be a good time. Oh my goodness.
Speaking of blood and speaking of draining people of their blood, how do you feel about uh, vampires feasting on humans? Obviously, we need them to exist. We don't have to kill them. It may have been what we did in the past, but I know there are some people who have spoken out against my run because they believe that I will force humans to donate their blood. I don't believe in forced donations, but I do feel that it can be used as a type of punishment.
A type of punishment. Oh, you have to
Sure.
elaborate on that. What do you mean by
Sure.
that?
I mean, we going back to talking about bad politicians. If we have bloodsuckers in politics, then I think it's just fair play that I can suck their blood too. Teach them a
Oh
little
my
lesson.
goodness. Well, you got me there. The cat has caught my tongue. I don't know what to say about that. I
Like
don't know
I
what
said,
to
I'm
say.
going to be upfront about any of my plans. There is no secret plan. We're going to just let our fangs fly and be monsters, but we'll be upfront about it and try to improve and build upon what is already here and make it better for everyone, but especially monsters, because monsters tend to get the short end of the stick. They really do, and it's just fair that we get our share too.
How do
And if
you
that
feel
means
about?
blood donations, then I'll take it.
Okay. How do you feel about slashers like Ghostface and Jason and Michael Myers and Leatherface? Do you
I
think
do
that they
enjoy
should be
a good
allowed to have
slasher.
weapons?
I do enjoy a good slasher. It's not my favorite genre of horror. I prefer the more classic, more traditional. The horror is often more effective in what you don't see, but I'm still a fan of slashers too. just not my favorite, not my cup of blood all the time, but I do enjoy them. I don't see why you would take their weapons away.
Should we
Horror
register their
movies are
weapons at
horror.
least?
Horror movies are horror movies. I mean, it's not, nobody really believes anymore that horror movies are real. Yes, real life horrors happen all the time, but that's not because of horror. Horror movies are simply a reflection of what is actually happening in our society. So you can't, it's not even a, chicken or the egg, what came first. The horrors of humanity came first. Horror movies are secondary to that. So you can't blame them for, other people using weapons, other people killing people. It is an outlet and an expression, and it's not to blame. So I don't think we should take the weapons of the monsters away.
Okay. Speaking of horror
Humans will
movies,
always find ways to kill other humans, whether they have weapons or not.
that's right. They will figure out, right? They're very persistent. They know what they want, and they're going to get it one way or the other. Correct?
Right.
Right. I was speaking. I live in a horror movie every single day. Every single time that I open up my refrigerator, scary. Believe me, it's very scary in there. We've got old food from like 1988 in my refrigerator. It's very disgusting. Sometimes it crawls along the bottom of it. Do you have that problem?
You should see some of the things in our hotel kitchen. See, I have a descendant. He calls me grandma. His name is Vlad. Don't listen to him calling me grandma. Makes me feel old. But he is our head chef at the hotel. So, head chef. And he gets a little creative with the recipes he concocts for the monsters and sometimes the human gets too. So I often stay a little bit away from the kitchen because there's usually a bit of a mess in there that I don't want to have to get involved with. But I prefer my food straight from the source. If necessary, I can bottle my blood, but I prefer it straight from the source and it's fresher. You can't beat fresh.
That's a good point. Have you ever met Frankenstein's monster? The Frankenstein monster. Are you familiar with him?
I am, and I
What does
did know him, yes.
What does he like to eat?
I don't really think he necessarily needs to eat anything. Just yeah, zombies don't need to eat anything. They can't exist. It is a bit of a myth that they need brains to exist. They function on magic. That's how they're here. That's how they exist. But the better you feed your zombies, the better they remain. So, they have some mental capacities. They can function better when they're well fed, but they don't necessarily need to eat. Frankenstein's monster, being a type of reanimated corpse, doesn't need to eat. I would not wither away and die without blood, but it helps keep up appearances. You do not want to see me if I have gone a while without blood, trust me.
I always thought of Frankenstein as more of like a bacon and eggs kind of guy, but I guess you make a good point there too. I don't know. Oh my goodness. Let's see what else. I've got a couple more notes here. Gargoyles. Gargoyles. Should they be stuck on buildings?
Are they stuck on
Or should
buildings?
they be allowed to fly freely wherever they would like to fly?
The question is, are they stuck on buildings?
Oh, you stumped me again. Are they stuck on? You think they're just sitting there of their own free will?
That's what I'm implying, yes.
That's what you're implying. Do they like to poop on people's head like pigeons too?
Actually, they like to spit on them usually.
Oh my goodness! Gargoyles spit on people
Yes.
as they walk by. Oh,
Yes.
That's why I do
If you
not
ever
live in
get
New
a
York.
random
Okay?
raindrop when you're just walking through the city and there's just like one raindrop, yeah, gargoyle gotcha.
A gargoyle. You know what? That's weird. That's where do you bring that? I live in California, right? So there's bees that float around in California, right? And every once in a while, you'll be driving on the freeway and you'll see these little orange spots on your dashboard or something on your windshield and stuff. And you know what? It's bee poop. It's bee poop. I thought we were running into bees or something, but it's actually the poop of the bees. The bees drop the poop onto the car. It's very disgusting, very disgusting. I want to rule out bee poop, okay? I
Well,
don't want
humans encroach on their habitat, so they're just getting back at you in the only way they know how.
That's right. That's a good point too. Oh, that is a very good point. Oh my goodness, I don't even know. You've kind of like figured. You've kind of stumped me at every turn. Every turn. You said something about National Horror Nights, right? Did you want to do something
Yes,
about the National Horror
yes.
Night?
I believe that horror brings people together, people of all walks of life, of all types, humans and monsters alike, love horror movies. And I feel like something that would be a great initiative for our country would be instating a national horror night. So, every Saturday night they can watch for a hotel and watch other horror movies. Every network on television can have the same horror theme, and we'll bring back made for TV horror movies again. When's the last time you saw a great made for TV horror movie? And I feel like that will unite people.
The last horror movie that I saw that was made for TV that was really good was Mr. Boogedy. You ever seen Mr. Boogedy? It's a Disney movie. I think that was made for TV, Sunday Night Disney or something like that. It's a
And
pretty good movie.
they do
Boogedy,
occasional
boogedy, boo! Do you remember that
they do
movie?
occasional mini series too, but you very rarely even see those. A lot of those traditions from the past are kind of gone because networks think that that's not what people want to see, but people are still very vocal that that's what they want to see. They want their horror. You don't need to keep the horror community separate over there. Just bring it for everyone to be brought together. Bring it to the people. Horror for the people.
Horror for the people. Do you think we should hold like a big monsters ball or something like that? What do you think of that idea?
Well, they have a presidential ball, so
That's right.
make that the monsters ball.
Oh
Having a
my
little
goodness.
monster mash.
That is great. That would be a grave old smash, right? The Monster Mash or
Yeah.
Monster
So
Bash or
how
whatever.
how do you feel about National Horror Nights?
I think every night should be National Horror Night, in my opinion.
And
Every night.
also, some places do, celebrate this, but I feel that Halloween should no longer just be a one night or one weekend celebration. It should be all month long. All of October, it's Halloween month. Let people celebrate their horror for the whole month.
Why stop there? Why don't we make it all year round?
Well, there is like Halloween Town. So, I mean, there are places where you can go and
Right.
celebrate Halloween all year long, but
That's right. Halloween Town. I forgot about that. It's a pretty good movie, too. I think that might be Disney as well. Or Pumpkin Land. Or I don't remember what it was. I think it's Halloween Town. I think it's Halloween Town. You kind of look like the girl from Halloween Town. A little bit. Little bit. Do you remember that movie? Have you seen that one?
maybe she's a descendant somewhere. Honestly, you lose track.
It's possible. It's
A lot of
possible.
times people will say, you look like this human, and at my age, they look like me.
They all start to look the same after a while, right? Everything kind of blurs together. Hard to keep track of everybody. Oh my. Okay, I got another question. You said, should the undead be granted access to their estates when they come back to life?
Yes, that
How
is
do
a
you feel?
very important issue to me because I feel that, the way the law is now, even if somebody willingly becomes the undead, they lose their rights, they lose their access to their own estates. And when you have spent a lifetime getting ready for your undead existence and saving, and then you have a greedy descendant trying to take that money away from you, trying to take your property away from you, trying to take your rights away from you because you are no longer living in within the legal definition of living. And I feel that, they take a lot of rights away from the undead as well. And that also brings up another good point too. One part of my platform is I would really like to work on a fair haunting act. Every day in America, spectral beings are unjustly evicted from their homes.
Correct.
And we need to have some type of protections so that those ghosts and poltergeists can live where they have always lived.
Right.
It's not
Maybe we
their
can make
fault
like
that this
a
human
clause in
family
the.
lives in and moves in and can't live with them.
Yeah, maybe we can make like a clause in the homeowner's contract when somebody signs to buy a house or to live in a house, they have to like accept the fact if the dead come back to their own original house. Maybe they can move in with them, like kind of like Beetlejuice or something like that, where they get to stay in the house if they so choose.
Right, and at least if you're going to try to forcefully evict them, you should be gracious and give them at least a period of 13 years before you kick them out.
That's right. That's right. We're not going to force you to make us pancakes or anything. You don't need to make us breakfast. Just let us live there, right? Maybe let us watch a little bit of our own shows sometimes, you know?
Absolutely.
Absolutely. What's your favorite show? Do you like Desperate Housewives?
I've never seen it.
You've never seen Desperate Housewives?
I have
Oh
not.
my goodness, you haven't lived until you've seen Desperate Housewives.
Is that show still on
Esmeralda, I
TV?
just shocked Esmeralda. She didn't know that I was a fan of Desperate Housewives.
Is that show still on TV?
No, but it's on Netflix. You can watch it in perpetuity. What's it called?
They even got rid of Netflix.
What's it called when you watch something in the future, like perpetuity or something? It ends with tuity. I can't remember what it's called. I can't remember the word. Neither can Esmeralda.
So what is it about Desperate Housewives that makes you such a big fan?
I just like the controversy, you know?
Really?
I like the controversy, like somebody dies and nobody knows who did it, and it's kind of weird.
So it's kind of like a daytime not talk show, a soap opera, but for an evening time slot.
It's kind of spooky, a little bit. There's lots of dead people in the Desperate Housewives. I think if I remember correctly. I also like Lost. Did you watch the show Lost?
In the beginning, not so much at the end. I cut some of it, yeah.
Okay, that's a good one. What about Prison Break? Have you ever watched Prison Break? That's a good movie, or a good show,
I'm familiar with it, but
and I watched The Walking Dead.
Most of what I've seen has been more in the horror genre, but these days it's really tough to find time to watch television, what with running a hotel, running a presidential campaign, running festivals, running the TV show. So I don't always have time to watch TV. I try to eventually catch up on things, but again, when you measure, time in centuries, it's easy to say, I'll do it tomorrow, I'll do that next week, and next thing you know, 100 years goes by and nobody's even watching television in that form anymore. Now they're watching holograms.
That's interesting. I was going to ask you about the Tiger King, because I think didn't there was like news that Donald Trump might pardon the Tiger King. What do you think about that? Would you pardon the Tiger King?
I feel that anything.
Do you feel that Carol Baskins killed her husband?
I don't want to speak too negatively on the humans who are in office or running for office now, because again, we don't need to alienate people. We simply need to bring them to our side to vote for the monsters, but we don't need to touch too much on what the humans are doing, simply what we want to do. But I don't feel that entertainment and politics should mesh in that way. Now, I know that might sound ironic because we're both entertainers running for office, but we're not doing it for show, right?
We're not? I don't know. But I might be doing it for show. You might.
Are you doing it for
the best of intentions, but I'm definitely just doing it to get some cheap airtime. I'm trying to come up with some content on my channel.
Are you telling me this is a hoax? It's a conspiracy?
This is not a hoax. I wouldn't necessarily call it a hoax, but this is just things I do to kill time. I try to come up with different ideas, and I try to come up with a different theme for every one of my shows to keep people entertained. I don't know, but I think I would probably make a pretty good president. I couldn't be any worse than Trump, right? Couldn't be any worse. You can't go wrong. Vote Dead Skeleton, right?
Vote Lamia. Because as you just heard from Dead Skeleton, his run is a hoax.
What are you talking about?
It's a conspiracy. It's a conspiracy.
Don't listen to anything that I just said.
He simply wants you to vote for him. He is not running so that you won't vote for me, so that you keep humans in office. He wants humans to stay in office.
Lies, all lies, all lies. No.
Because the humans are covering up Stubby.
No, I am not.
And him turning them into mummies.
No,
we're on to you. We're on to you, Skeleton.
Them with their body parts to Stubby. Oh my goodness.
You admitted it. You admitted it on live television or
No. I've ruined my reputation.
Don't the humans say no takesies, backsies? This is live.
No, takesies, backsies. I can't believe you just threw that on me. No thanksies, backsies. Oh my goodness. The skeletons are definitely out of the closet now. Oh my goodness. Oh
So
my goodness.
Lamia, the monster you know.
Vote Lamia, the monster you know. I think you got me there. Right? I don't know. I never expected much votes anyway, so I guess I'm going to maybe have to concede to you right now. I might have to concede. I'm not going to give my official concession to you just yet. You'll have to wait and see if I concede. Who knows? Election night is not until November. Not until November. That gives me a lot of time to do bad videos on YouTube until then, right?
Well, maybe we'll need to do a follow-up debate before
Oh my goodness!
November.
I would love to do another follow-up debate. That would be great. That would be great. You've been a great guest. Thank you so much for showing up on the Dead Skeleton Show. Do you have any closing statements you'd like to make?
Well, right now, my fellow Americans, your choice is clearly with the monsters. Again, even if you are a human, you know that the humans have held the position long enough. It is time for those who you truly can get behind to be in office, and that should be a monster. So you can either vote for Lamia, the monster you know, or vote for Dead Skeleton, the monster who doesn't know if he's running.
Oh my goodness, I couldn't agree with you more. I couldn't agree with you more. Well, we need to give you a nice round of applause. Thank you very much, Lamia, for being on the show. That is great. Where can everybody can see you on the Roku and on what channels you were on again?
Yes, Retro TV, the Action Channel, the Monster Channel, also called Eerie Late Night Horror. We do have some independent affiliates like in Northeast Ohio and that area as well. But you can find all of that at horrorhotel.net. And when you get there, just click on the side that says Horror Hotel TV show, because we also have the Horror Hotel Film Festival. So you want the information for the TV show, and you click that and find out where to watch the show, see some episodes online, follow us, stalk me on the social media. That's at Horror Hotel Film Fest on Facebook or at Horror Hotel Show on Instagram and Twitter.
Very good, very good. And you know what? If you send me a direct message on the Instagram, if you send me like a blurb or a caption, I'll put all that in the comment section below so that people watching the video can follow along and they can click on it easier. I'll make it easy for them. I'll put it in the description and stuff so they can see you whenever they want.
Well, I appreciate you taking the time to address these issues that the humans won't. And whether or not you do decide to stay in the race, I wish you well. And may the best monster win.
You are very gracious, Lamia. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. It was a pleasure. Thank you for being on the show. Here. All right, so hopefully we'll see you again next time, right?
Yes.
Okay, we'll see you next time. I'm going to do my giveaway now, okay? So I'm going to kind of like exit you from the stream, okay?
Okay.
Thank you so much, Lamia, for being on the Dead Skeleton Show. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Okay, let's see how we do this. Remove the stream. Let's see. Here we go. Oh, my goodness. It is I, the Dead Skeleton. Thank you all for watching. We're going to do a really quick giveaway now. We're going to do a really quick giveaway. Let's go to our comments section. Our comments section. How's everybody doing? I see Mr. Crispers is here, and Sci-Fi Writer, and Eric Pickle, and a whole bunch of other. I'm a Degenerate is here. Oh my goodness, you guys were probably all waiting to win this magnificent toilet paper roll, correct? Look at this. It says, vote Dead Skeleton. Oh my goodness, I'm losing my voice. Vote Dead Skeleton in 2020, right? So the first person to tell me, okay, Esmeralda, we're gonna do presidents and what their numbers were. So we're gonna ask them who I don't know. You're gonna have to look it up. And you're gonna have to tell me if they're correct or not. Okay. So first off,
Wait.
we want to know because we like peanuts. We like peanuts. We like peanut M&Ms and we also like the Reese's peanut butter cups, right? What number president of the United States was Jimmy Carter? If you can put your number for Jimmy Carter, what number president he was, you will win this. You'll win this toilet paper roll. Okay, so we're going to keep looking. We're going to look to see in the comment section below what number president was Jimmy Carter. What number president was he? It's okay if you guys use Google. We've got 40, we've got 27. Are either of those right? No, okay, neither of those are right. It's not 40, it's not 27. Keep going. How many presidents have we had?
11 owls got it.
28. Oh, 11 owls got it. Okay, 11 owls. Congratulations. 11 owls is the winner of the autographed Vote Dead Skeleton. Look at that. I drew this on Thursday night stream. I can't remember. Was it Thursday night or Wednesday night? I can't remember, but I made this on Wednesday night stream. So 11 Owls, congratulations. You are the winner of this toilet paper roll. Make sure you email the Dead Skeleton Show at gmail.com, or you can email me, direct message me at the Dead Skeleton Show on Instagram to claim your prize. Oh my goodness. Oh, look, they're saying LOL. Yay. Yes, very good. Congratulations. Okay, next up, we're going to give away the Vote for Dead Skeleton. Look at this. It's my campaign poster. Oh my goodness, I painted this myself on the same live stream the other day. Now, one of you guys are going to win this wonderful painting, okay? So for this one, what do we want to do? What should we say? Should we pick another president?
I'll pick a president.
You're going to pick a president? Okay, Esmeralda is going to pick a president. Don't pick your nose first. Do not pick your nose, Esmeralda. Pick a president. What president do you want to ask? And we're going to know what number they are of what the year they were elected. James Garfield. Wait, James Garfield. Okay, go. What president of the United States was James Garfield? What number president was he? What number president? Let's see. What number president? Let's see. What number president? Let's see. It's not 28. I'm a degenerate. 28 was not the right one before. Mr. Crispers. Wait, Mr. Crispers, did you win?
Yep.
Hold on. Let's see.
Mr. Crispers got it.
Let's see, Mr. Crispers. Let's see. Can I just win a chance of buying a mask? Yes. You know what? We're going to be making our masks very soon. Esmeralda has been very busy working on Dead Skeleton Show masks for the COVID incident, the whatchamacallit thing. I don't even know if we want to use that word, but the thing that's going around the mask and stuff. Yes, we are working on the mask, Mr. Crispers. We will give you a message about that. So you're saying that Mr. Crispers was the winner here? Let's see. Let me go back. Mr. Crispers was the winner. He said number 20. Congratulations, Mr. Crispers. You have won the Vote Dead Skeleton Show campaign poster. Oh my goodness. Okay, we've got one more. Look at this. It's the Uncle Sam Dead Skeleton. This is a custom Dead Skeleton Funko Pop. I painted it myself. It's very amazing. It's very cool. And the first person to guess what number George Washington was the president will win this. What number was George Washington? Let's see. Who's the first one to guess George Washington's number? Who's the first one? I don't see any numbers yet. I'm a degenerate. Is it you? Hold on. Let's see. I don't see it yet. I don't see any numbers yet. This is going so fast.
I'm a degenerate.
Number one, the first one to get it.
Yeah, I'm a degenerate. Got it.
Hold on. I'm a degenerate. Swiggy Cheese. K&L Collectibles. I'm a degenerate. Money Net. I'm a degenerate. Yes, you're right. The first one. I am a degenerate. You are the winner. You are also a very big ding dong. You watch all the shows with us. So congratulations. You have won this one-of-a-kind Dead Skeleton Funko Pop. Congratulations. I am a degenerate. See, it pays to be a fan of the Dead Skeleton Show. You never know. We might give away more stuff. Who knows what we do? You want to always watch the show, right? Become a ding dong. Ring that bell. Ring that notification bell. You don't ever want to miss an episode, correct? Never miss an episode. And I think as long as you guys have left likes and comments below, I think that's probably the end of our stream. What do you think, Esmeralda? You think that's it? I think that's probably it. Congratulations to all the winners. Thank you once again to Lamia. You were a great guest. And we'll see you next time on the Dead Skeleton.
Make sure that I am degenerate.
I'm a degenerate.
Emails
me.
Or
direct messages me.
Yes.
On Instagram.
Yes.
I'm a degenerate. You better email me or dead message me.
And before you leave.
Yes, and before I leave, yes.
Wait, let her come over.
Oh my goodness, Esmeralda's going to make one last appearance. Here she comes. Oh my goodness.
And before we say goodbye, everyone, I would just like to say thank you to Lamia. And we will put in the description box when we upload this, we'll put all the places where you can find her and you can watch her and see her shows and everything else. She was a great host. We want to thank you very much.
Oh my goodness. I was the host. She was the guest.
Well, she was
a great guest.
She was a great guest and a great host.
Oh
Whatever.
My goodness.
She
nailed it. She nailed it. I don't know if we can use that word nailed because, you nail a coffin. I don't even know if that's appropriate vampire lingo.
She represented my kind very well.
That's right. She did a good job. Okay, so we'll see you next time on the Dead Skeleton Show.